So today, I thought I would make a little bit of cake. Tara isn't big on chocolate and peanut butter together in most things, which to me is crazy, but I really like the combination. So today, I'm gonna make a gluten-free chocolate and peanut butter mug cake. I'm Jamie with SavorySaver. I share gluten-free recipes, tips, tricks, and resources to make your gluten-free lifestyle easier. So please consider hitting subscribe, and let's get started. So the recipe comes from Fearless Dining, and I haven't made a Fearless Dining recipe in a while, so it's a good day to do it. So we're gonna start with the dry ingredients. I've got a small bowl, and to that you wanna add a 1/4 cup of a gluten-free flour blend. Sandy over at Fearless Dining says you can either use King Arthur's Measure for Measure or Bob's Red Mill 1 for 1. She has tested this recipe with both. I'm using King Arthur today. You also want 3 tablespoons of cane sugar. I'm just using granulated. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Let's give that a whisk. Let's put that to the side for just a moment. Next, let's mix our wet ingredients. I've got 1 large egg. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of milk. Sandy says you can use non-dairy for this. 2 tablespoons of a light oil. I'm using canola, but you could use vegetable or avocado. You just want something that doesn't have a whole lot of taste. Finally, I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now let's give everything a whisk. Once the wet ingredients are all mixed, Sandy says to mix the wet ingredients into the dry. So let's blend that together. All right, everything's mixed together. Sandy says to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and that's gonna help soften that rice flour and prevent some grittiness. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll jump ahead. So it's been 5 minutes. So I've got a ramekin here and not necessarily a mug. Sandy uses a 16-ounce mug. I'm gonna use this ramekin instead, just because I know it's microwave safe and I don't have a whole lot of big coffee mugs. So I'm gonna take about 1/2 of this and push it into the bowl. Take a spoonful of peanut butter. This is 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna try to swirl it around a little bit with a knife. Take the rest of that batter and cover everything up. I'm gonna add another tablespoon of peanut butter. We're gonna swirl that around best we can. Okay, I've got this on a microwave safe plate, and just in case anything spills over, I'm going to microwave it for 80 seconds. Then I'm gonna invert it onto the plate carefully, hopefully, and we're gonna try it warm. So once I get a couple pictures, we will give it a taste and we'll go over some recipe notes. So it's been 80 seconds, but I still have a little bit of wet batter up here. I'm gonna do it for another 10 to 20 seconds and see if it dries it out a little bit. So I forgot to record, but it did come out pretty clean. So we've got it there. A little bit of peanut butter stuck on the bottom, but I'm gonna let this cool for just a minute or so and then we'll give it a taste. Okay, so here's the mug cake, and I cut into it with the spoon. So you can see the peanut butter kind of goes throughout. It's a little bit of liquid there, which we'll see how that is. I think it's a little bit of cake batter that didn't cook, but I'm okay with that. I like that it cooked most of the way through without any problems. It looks like it's fine inside. I like that it looks like it's baked all the way through. It did come out easily. Sandy suggests serving it with whipped cream or ice cream. That's a lot of cake to me. That's 2 servings. So I don't think I'm gonna add anything else to it. Let's give it a taste. So it actually baked up really well in this. It tastes cooked through. It could be a little sweeter for me. I don't know that it's sweet enough for me. I thought 3 tablespoons sounded like a lot of sugar, but it's not overly sweet, I don't think. I actually do think that some whipped cream or ice cream on this would help. It would add a little more sweetness, and I also think that it would add a little more moisture to the cake, because I did do an extra, 20 seconds. And it's not dried out, but it also could use a little more moisture. Okay, let's talk recipe notes. So, Sandy suggests using a neutral oil. I totally agree with that. Avocado, canola, vegetable, whichever you're most comfortable with. Sandy says when she made it, she used a non-dairy milk. She used oat milk, so it's nice that you can swap out those milks if you need to and use whichever one you prefer. In Sandy's recipe notes, she also has the oven-baked method of this cake, so I will link below to her original recipe so you can bake it that way if you want to try to make this. The ingredients are listed down below in the description. I think either using a mug or a ramekin is suitable for this recipe, and I would definitely try it with your favorite gluten-free flour blend that has everything in it. Sandy tried this with King Arthur's Measure for Measure as well as Bob's Red Mill, but if you have Cup for Cup, I would try it with that, or even maybe the Great Value brand from Walmart, because that has everything in it too. Easy to make, no leftovers depending on how many people eat this. That's all I've got for today, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you make mug cakes? Do you not make mug cakes? Do you not like the consistency of mug cakes? Because they do have a different consistency. I love hearing your comments. I'll answer your questions, as many as I can. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.